Hey, good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today? It's a lovely Saturday today, and the orphan cat that I've adopted has just came back, disappeared for a few months. Right, so good morning, everyone. Right, so it's by the time right now that we are going to be looking at next month energy. Right, so yeah, we're going to look at the energy of the month of March, and I can hear the prince coming up, running up, right? So maybe you'll come on to screen in a bit of a while. Right, so yep, we're looking at the month of March. We're going to start at 5th of March until the 3rd of April. Right, so just pre-warn for those of you, it doesn't go by the Gregorian calendar system. Okay, here comes the prince. Hello to everybody.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. 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 Huh? What do you want to say to people? What do you want to tell people?
Subscribe to Daddy.
Subscribe to Daddy. Okay, you can go
Subscribe.
down. Go, you can go down. Later, bring you for breakfast. Hello, Rachel. Good morning. How you doing? Right. So yeah, no, we're back in the month of March, which is the second month of the entire year of the snake. So it is the Earth Rabbit. Right. So it's the Earth Rabbit month. Right. So let's see. What are the offering in terms of feng shui, and how can you harness the energy of the land to assist you to speed up, boost up, refine whatever direction that you have, right? So being the second month, right? So now it really depends on what you have done on the first month. If you have not done anything on the first month, or what I said last month is that you had your New Year resolution in December, then you abandon everything on January, then it's a different world. All right. So no, second month, right? So second month, see what happened, where's the progression. Right. So second month is usually a month whereby where the resistance is a little bit more higher for people who are chasing after the objectives. Right. So because why you have started doing something, started investing in something. Hello Sylvia, good day to you as well. Right, so now come, let's take a look at what is available. Right, so like usual, getting in touch with me. Right, so you can go through the Telegram is whereby I dump anything that's downloadable into it for you to download. You can go there. Right, so it's a chat channel, by the way. Right, so you get updated with whatever that I'm doing in the Telegram. So you want to be updated, so join the Telegram, or you want a written form of entertainment for yourself, right? So you can join the monthly newsletter, right? So the newsletter concentrating on giving you the forecast, right? So like this particular forecast published, I think a few weeks ago already. So you want to read it in advance, then go and join the monthly newsletter. And of course, there's the community channel, which is the channel that you're looking at right now. Okay, right? So which is the Facebook channel. This is where all the enthusiasts come together. You want to share things. Want to ask for stuff, right? So whatever it is, right? So go to the community channel, right? So all of this is viable for you to get in touch with me, right? So you can PM me, whatever they want to ask, up to you guys, right? So this one is a excerpt of a purple white, right? So purple white excerpt, right? So this is the upper scroll, right? So upper scroll.
Problem is making the kitty itchy.
Yes, correct. You are right.
Oh, charge
You have to go and buy something for the kitty later, right? So yes, the kitty is having a bit of a health issue. Right, might later need to do something with the kitty. Hello, Pepper, how are you doing? Right, so this is one of it, right? So for those of you who has the aptitude of reading this kind of stuff, it actually look like this. If you go and buy the classical text, it look like this. So uh, it's wonder that people can understand this in the olden day, right? So it's a big wonder that you can understand. So of course, today you got a very modern version, like the one that you're looking at me doing right now is basically the modern version, right? So it's not this far classical version. Classical version very difficult to understand, right? Super difficult for you to understand this, right? So I've translated a little bit, so now again, for those of you who have aptitude of reading this sort of stuff, feel free to go to the internet and find it and read it on your own. Okay, you don't have to wait for anybody to give you the information. So these are not exclusive information. You want to put it in a way lah. Some people think that, oh no, these are like exclusive. These are like intellectual property. Sorry, whatever intellectual property that ever existed is gone already. Right, so people already died. Right, you can only protect intellectual property for 70 years. By the way, just tells you Right, so now how do you activate the feng shui? Activate feng shui basically is three way to do so. One is to sit in the area and use the area. So make yourself available inside the area, right? So that's one way to do so. That's very simple. Of course, there are some times whereby the particular area is not too practical for you to be there. Anson, can you close the door, please? Anson, please close the door. Chan Anson, can you please close the door? Thank you. Right. So second is to use candle. Right. So now all of this is basically what we call yang energy. Right. Any sort of movement, basically there is yang energy. So a human is a yang energy. Then you have your candlelight. Candlelight is also a yang energy, and a bucket of water is also a yang energy. All of them are basically called yang energy activator. You can use any one of them. So of course, if you decide to use fire, please be careful. Fire can burn. Okay, even temple get burned down by fire, right? So a lot of people have this funny thought that oh, temple is protected by God, nothing would happen. No, temple also get burned down. Okay, please don't play with fire too much. Right, so if you follow me for my excursion, right, I'll bring you to some temple that was completely raised, and then you will see how the human have changed the way that they practice. Yes, there's no more fire inside the temple. All the fire is outside the temple now. You see, you have to get burned first, then only you learn the lesson. Okay, right. So if you're using candlelight, just be careful of fire hazard. Candlelight has a faster effect. You want an effect fast, you use candlelight. Water has a more stable effect. I don't want to call it slow, but stable effect. Right. So the best effect is use it on the area. That one is the best effect. Right. So choose any one of it as an activation. Right. So later when we talk about using the space, right? Candle, water, or you, right? Any one of these will basically be used, right? So we do that, right? So this is what we call flying star chart, right? So every month there's going to be one flying star chart, where the numbers, right? So we have the video that talks about the numbers, right? So the number is actually not the number. The number is just a representation of the original stars, right? So we don't want to use the original star's name because it's a bit challenging for some people to read it, so we change it to a Roman. Actually, this is Arabic number system. Right? So Arabic number system, we change it to this one, so that it's easier for the people to look at it. So the number change every month, right? So when the number change every single month, so this is a combination of the annual flying star chart, right? You got one which is annual flying star chart. Then every month the flying star would change position, right? So the combination of the annual and monthly flying star number give you a unique combination for the entire year, right? So this unique combination only happen once, in a very, very long time. 8 times 8 is 81 years. So there's 81 years different combination here. So which give it enough uniqueness for you to do proper usage, right? So this is the one, right? So as long as you can see two number together, then it is called a purple white system. Okay, if you see a single number, then it's usually just called the 悬空 flying star system. It's actually the same thing, by the way. Number didn't change, right? So combination changed a bit, right? So this month, right? So we're talking about the month of March. March is in the east. East is basically rabbit, right? So now then we begin everything by talking about it in the east palace, right? So this combination of 8 and also 9 together, right? So in separate 8 and 9 both are, we term them as good star, right? So the star number 8 is the previous period wealth star. It is still called the wealth star. By the way, I just tell you all first, all the 3 earth star, which is 8, 5, and also 2, all 3 of them are called wealth star, right? So because all the riches come from earth. In FengShui, earth is the most wealthiest, so everything comes from it. So but the star number 8 happened to be the popular wealth star among the 3 wealth stars, right? So because again, number 8 is stable, number 5 is freaking unstable, number 2 a bit temperamental, so the star number 9 being the most prominent, most timely star in period 9, right? So that's why the period star number 9 is also called a wealth star. Getting confused yet? So you need to know when people talk about wealth star, what is the contextualization of the wealth star, right? So with the combination of 8 and also 9, right? So this is like a rich guy coming out to display his richness. You can call flaunting. So this 8-9 combination is, you can call it flaunting. So since you're gonna flaunt, if your entire purpose is to flaunt, then this is the palace that you want to use, right? Because this palace enhances the entire activity of flaunting, right? So not the type of the flaunting that is what we call giving a negative impact. And this is the one that is inspirational type of flaunting. Really come back, let the people in the town recognize that you have made it, right? So you carry riches back. So it's like going out on a conquest and succeeding in the conquest and bringing the treasure back to your town so that your town can be further developed. That type of flaunting, right? It's not the one that trying to pretend to be rich, right? So pretend to be rich is the one that we go back to our hometown. Now a lot of people in Malaysia does that. No shame to it, is that they like to rent the expensive wildfire. Not cheap, it's 800 bucks a day renting the wildfire. Right? So renting the entire wildfire is 800 bucks a day, right? So they will rent the wildfire and then they will drive their entire family back to the hometown for the 1 week. So 1 week is like 4 5 days, maybe 3 days. That's quite a lot of money, right? So a few thousand ringgit, just to show people that made it in the big town. Although if they've not made it, it's not that type of flaunting, please. This is the proper one where you really can afford the thing that you're showing people, right? So if that is the thing that you wanna do, that's the one, right? So by the way, it's still star number 8. So if you want to be a bit more hardworking this particular month, you shall position yourself in the east sector, right? Position yourself in the, but I would definitely advise you against using water or fire in the east sector, just because the tree killing occupy the east sector as well. So when you do this sort of activation with water and also fire, the energy of tree killing will also be activated. But if you are staying there, it's fine. Okay, right? So I've issued a date, activation date, right? So you want the activation date, please go and take a look in the Substack, which is the newsletter. Right? So go and join the Substack, go to the newsletter. It's published there. That one is using still water, no pump inside, still water, no pump inside. And specifically, I tell you, every day you're supposed to go to the east and do some work there, right? So that is actually physically position yourself there, right? So I'm using the still water to basically collect the chi, so that when you go over to the place, the chi concentration is much more higher, right? So you can see I adjust all of this, so that you don't get too much into trouble of the negative energy or energy activate at the same time. There's no such thing as isolating energy. Okay, right? So you want to do this, please follow instruction clearly, right? So if that is what you want, you want to do some flaunting, you want to show people that you're successful, you want to be hardworking this particular month, that is the energy signature that you want. This is the sector for you to activate. This is the sector for you to be there, right? So it's pretty simple, right? Not very difficult to do. Right, so come, let's take a look at, if you move out is basically on the southeast side, right? So southeast side also have a very interesting combination, right? So it's the 9-1 combination, right? So 9-1 combination is called combo 10, right? So any single time, when you have the number being able to add into 10 in the Xuan Gong study system is called combo 10, right? So combo 10 basically it tells you it's in a perfect synchronicity. So any of these combo 10 is very good for cooperation. It's very good for collaboration purpose. And so of course, all the collaboration is different, which means that the 2-8 collaboration is different from a 7-3 collaboration, is different from a 6-4 collaboration, is different from 9-1 collaboration, but they are all called collaboration. So the star number 9 is in charge of attention seeking. So again, this is the major star in the period of 9, right? So it carries a lot of those wealth related things, right? So carry a wealth related things. So if you want to increase your prominence, right? So you want to increase your prominence, this is the one. So now this one, the story is inspiring your group of people to reach the destination, if that is what you want to do, right? So this is not about you yourself reaching destination or your group member die, or you left all your group member at the back, right? So no, this is the thing, right? So now this one is pretty much because right now I'm planning for the excursion, right? So it's like an excursion now, so you bring a group of people to excursion. You have to make sure that everybody reaches the destination. Everybody is able to feel the what we call the essence of the trip, right? So nobody is left behind. So a lot of time when you join excursion or join any type of team, right, there are going to be some people who's left behind. especially when your excursion is too many people. Yes, your schedule is too big, too many people. Some people is gonna left behind, they cannot follow, right? So depending on where basically you go, they're gonna be straggler who, go different directions. So when you are doing the briefing, telling them what basically is happening, what to look for, how to basically those straggler go away already one, then they're gonna be left behind and they don't know what is happening. Right. So this one is basically for you to hold the attention of the group, ensure that the group vision is together so that you'll be able to lead the entire group to the destination. So the term is to leading entire group to destination, which is what the 9-1 combination is about. Right. So now you can see, you can take a look at the what we call the hexagram. Right. So the hexagram is a combination of the trigram of the 1 and also 9, by the way. So it's water fire trigram. Right. So it forms the not yet accomplished. Right. So which means that there's going to be some work to be done. Right? So there's be some work to be done, which is very normal, and because this is the second month of the year, so definitely it's not yet accomplished. Right? So this is the time whereby you gather people around. So if that is what you want to do, you want to gather people around, right? So this is the combination for you to do so. Right? So good for people who are into sales, especially lead generation. If you're on the sales side, marketing, lead generation side, this could be a very good combination for you. You'll be able to carry, a big um, population, a pool of leads, right? So if that's what you want, place yourself to the south, or you can use water to activate the south, right? So south southeast. Okay, you can use water or you can use fire to activate the southeast, right? So pre-one, avoid the dragon sector, right? So the dragon sector is still part of the tree killing sector. Right, so you can only activate either the Xinhua sector or the snake sector. So the snake sector caveat, the day that you activate it better be very good, because the snake will just enhance everything. If the day is very bad, it's going to be enhanced into super bad. If it's good, it enhanced into super good. Right, so that's basically the grand duke effect. Right, so which means that only the swing sector, which is what we call safe sector. Right, if you cannot find your house swing sector, then I would say that you might want to give it a pass, or you don't know how to do date selection. I also might want to tell you to give it a pass. If let's say that overall you can find the swing sector, and even your date selection very weak, any day you want to do. Right, so that's why I said seek yourself in the sector would be the best, safest, easiest for you to do. All right. So go that, right? So and then we're gonna go to the south. Let's take a look around south. Got star number 5. No. Now anytime star number 5 come in, you just avoid it. Star number 5 is not going to be good, right? Although I say, yeah, this just now say star number 5 is well star. Yes, star number 5 is well star. But the star will only have its positive effect when it's nearer to the star period. So period 5 is very, very, very far away. So now period 9 is 20 years. Then you got period 1, another 20 years. Then period 2, another 20 years. Period 3, another 20 years. Period 4, another 20 years. Then only period 5. By that time, I will be long dead. So all of us here today that you are watching, you will not be able to experience the goodness of star number 5. Right? So the star number 5 will remain negative for your lifetime. Okay? So that's why you just avoid doing this, because you can't afford to lose. Right? So now, by the way, this one is really super helpful for those people who want to use aggressive manner to take control of estate. In the olden days, rebellions to take the emperor's seat. Yep. Right, you want to kill the emperor, you want to take over the entire dynasty. This is the combination that you're going to be using to do this, right? So yeah, it's a very dangerous combination, right? So that hype up aggression, because why? Star number 6 is them. So star number 6 is the star of power, influence. Nicely said that, but it's star number 6 is the most aggressive star ever. It really signifies picking up the sword and swinging the hell out of you. Right, so it's the action, the deterministic action style of getting things done. So if you want to get things done, it's actually using star number 6. Right, so star number 6 don't negotiate, just punch the hell out of you. Right, so with the star number 5, earth producing metal, right, it's a situation whereby it is causing the damage that can be done by star number 6 to amp up very, very high. Right, so this one is doing things in a big manner, right? So of course the advice here is that don't take action too fast lah. Okay, don't take action too fast lah. If you are, if for some reason you are affected by this, so which means for some reason mean that you find out that your life gua. So now everybody have a life gua. If you don't know what's your life gua, you can go type in astro, print it out. There'll be a section there which is talking about life gua. So everybody have a number that's assigned. So if your life gua is star number 9, which is the south, then this combination will affect you no matter you like it or you don't like it. Which means this particular month you are sort of right? Somehow everything is a big fight for you this particular month. So if you know that it's time for you to repress that particular urge to go and everything you want to prove your point, you've seen that type of people before, like everything is a fight, everything must prove a point. They just it's just too intense, the guy, right? So if you are that particular fella, you feel that intensity, so right? So I'm affected by the feng shui of this particular area. So you control your own aggression, right? So timing is everything, right? So probably it's good for you to take action, but just not right now, right? It's not right at this particular moment. Okay, right? So take a look at it, right? So this one you can imagine a kid just burst into tantrum, right? A kid burst into tantrum. There is no point talking about logic or reason with the kid. You have to wait until the kids finish tantrum first, then only talk about the rest of the thing. Then it works. I hope that this analogy helps you a bit. So you also the same thing, just timing wrong only. Right? So when's a good timing? After the 5 move away. Probably next month only you take the action. All right, okay, pretty easy. Right, so southwest, right? So southwest, you take a look is the star number 7. Right, so now again, star number 7, we just covered this in one of the video talking about Xuan Gong. Right, so it's the star of oratory, the star of sound, right? So it has a negative connotation as well, right? So because why again, it is too far away from the what we call the auspicious period, right? So then it exert more the negative uh, characteristics. So every single star also got a positive characteristic or negative characteristic. So the star number 7, the positive characteristics is an eloquency of using or oratory skill set to talk to people. Right? So it's very good, right? So last time is basically the singing and the performance, right? So if you want to know all those very famous singer, your Backstreet Boy, those type the time whereby the lyrics still got meaning. Right now, singing lyrics no meaning one. Right, so Michael Jackson. So for us, there is in the eastern side, the four heavenly king. Right, so the Jiang Hok Yao, Lao Dak Wah, Lai Ming, Kok Fu Sing. So those singers, they are all from period 7. Right, so those are the what we call the famous time for singer and all this singing thingy, right? So it was in period 7, right? So that's the 7, right? So the 7 and 8 again, the star number 8, which is the earth star, will further strengthen the star number 7. You want to improve your communication skill set, this is the palace for you to do, right? So now, for those people who has the star number 8 as their life goal, right? So which is the southwest, right? So sorry, star number 2, right? So it's basically southwest. What happens is that this particular month you have the urge to talk a little bit more than normal, right? So now you see, by having the urge to talk, you can refine your talking skills. Right? The entire idea is that you are supposed to guide the energy towards whichever direction, although the energy might. The negative side of 7 is talk rubbish. Talk rubbish which lead to promises they are not being kept. So that's why this is called a discord stuff, right? So and it is a lot of people say that, oh, this is litigative, you will get sued by people. So tell me something. Why do you get sued by people? A contract is an agreement between two parties that certain things will happen. You will deliver certain things. The only time whereby you get sued by people is because you're not delivering. See, you are making promises that you're not kept. You open your mouth, say something, but when you do a different stuff. That's star number 7's negative side. So the positive side is actually your oratory supremacy. Like I'm asking you to go and learn how to talk in a more eloquent manner, choice of word. Right? So all that can be learned, right? If you decide to use this to tell lies, that is your prerogative, okay? right? That is your prerogative. I can't stop you from doing that, right? So the star only allow you a area or the energy to basically be more accepting in the entire process of talking. Okay, talking, communicating, oratory expression, right? So all of this. So of course, lawyer definitely can use this. Right? So it's an energy whereby lawyer greatly benefit from using this particular energy. So that's why sometimes now when you do feng shui, right, if the client is a lawyer, then you purposely want star number 7. Right. So if your profession is different, right? So or you are a upcoming budding singer, but then star number 7. It's really singer, not the influential type of singer. Influential type of singer cannot sing. So they kill me. They still sing better than me, but then in the singing world, they are classified as cannot sing. You have to go and watch a lot of this singing competition show to understand that, right? So then there is the what we call the West Palace, whereby it is visited by star number 3. So the star number 3, resilient star. So again, right, this one, the star is out of the auspiciousness time frame, right? So it start to display its negative connotation. So originally is the star of soldier. So it's like a marching soldier. The spirit of cannot die is like cockroach, right? So because it's star number 3 is the tree, right? So the tree is ever growing, ever adapting to the environment. Is long lived, cannot die, right? So tree actually very long life one, right? If it's properly taken care of, very long life. Properly taken care of mean that no human come near it. That is called properly taken care of. You actually be amazed when the tree is not being taken care of by human. It's like out in the wild. It actually have very good survival chances. When human come, right, that's where it dies. All right, so back to this one, right? So it's a soldier, it's a marching soldier. It cannot die. It's continuous, right? So, but here's the thing. Today we hardly fight. So what does have fighting change into? Is change into the ugly argument, right? So when it's in argument, you can't fight. The fella has mouth, attached to his face. The fella can talk for as long as the fella want to talk. So this one has been termed as the argument star, as somebody who refused to end an argument. Right? Can you see that this particular star can potentially be ended by star number 7? So 7 can counter this. 7 is metal, this is wood. Right? So 6 also can counter this, but 6 seems to be not as good because 7 and 3 is a combo 10. I can see so the 7 is actually more effective in suppressing the negative energy of star number 3. Right, so this basically tells you that there may be some form of miscommunication. So it's a noisy environment where there's a lot of information coming in, too many people talking to each other, right? So too many people talking. So how do you counter this? Is through, do you know what information do you want, right? Do you know what information do you know? If you do not know what information that you want, then it's very difficult. This is like flipping through a magazine, and today we don't do flipping through magazine. This is like scrolling through your phone, but you have absolutely no idea what information that you're searching for. Then you are in very big trouble if you are in this particular combination. But if let's say that you are somebody who know what you are looking for, then influx of information is not problem, because why, you know how to isolate which information is important. So again, scrolling through phone is fine as long as you know what you're looking for. It's actually better for you to scroll through the phone when you know what you're looking for, because you can get as many variation of information as possible, because it's keep on pouring in. Your job is to filter out the rubbish. So if you have that capability, this one is okay. So you happen to be in a industry whereby you need information, like what, so if let's say that you're doing interrogation. Is interrogation an industry? Right, so probably useful if you are a reporter, probably useful. So you are trying to get a scoop, then you actually physically sit the fella in the west, right? So interview, right? So you're going to do an interview, right? So you can change the interview room. Let's say you can change the view. So you will stuff the fella on the west side of the interview. So the fella will be sitting in the west sector. Then you can interview the fella. You will see that the fella will give you a lot of information. Great, right? So great way to apply this. Okay, right? So let's take a look at the northwest, right? So northwest have the star number 2, right? So star number 2 is actually currently the upcoming 12 star. So star number 8 is losing its appeal already. Right, so you can see if people who use star number 8, they will only have hardworking on result might not be there. So the difference is in the period of 8, if you are hardworking, eventually somebody will discover you. In period of 9, even if you're hardworking, no one will discover you. Right? There's no discoverability. Right? So star number 2 is the star of accumulation. Right? So I call it the community building star. Right? So if in current period 9, period 1, and period 2, if you want to be successful, you need to know how to build a community. Right? If you do not know how to build a community, bye bye. The olden way of me individual, if I'm good, people will find me, then I'll be rich. That method doesn't work anymore. Right? So you need to build and sustain a community, because star number 2 is a star of farmland. Right? So farmland is about cultivation, it's about things, right? So it's also military training camp. Military training camp is about building up. So to train a soldier to become a soldier. Right, so that's basically what is happening, right? So this one is good for building certain things, right? So this one talk about timing lah, right? So if we see the combination, the star number 3, which is a tree, right? So which is covered by dirt. So this is the period whereby the tree is a seed. You can call it acorn seed. It is waiting for the time to sprout. Right, so the hexagram returning means that probably if you want to use this, it is time for you to go back to your root, right? Travel back to your root, right? So the other day I just spoke to one of the friends. It's like she got very very good heritage, right? So which means that she come from a family that is awesome lah, but she doesn't know it. But she doesn't know it, right? So that's basically it, right? So whether your family heritage is awesome or not, right? So it's depend on how you use it lah, right? So depend on how you use it, right? So like some family, they come from a very long line of, let's say, silk making family, right? So so when you are come from a long line of silk making family, right? So if let's say that you're in the fashion profession, so when you talk about silk, even if you don't have a lot of information about silk, by the way, those information you can learn, right? But when you tell people that I got a long line of silk making, silk trading family member, your reputation go up to the roof. Because why? Those reputation nobody can replicate. Knowledge on silk everybody can gain, but the reputation from silk making family, silk trading family, those are non-replicatable. Nobody else in the world can replicate it. So you just imagine how many people have a silk making heritage. Uh, that sort of stuff, like, right? So it's time for you to go back to the origin and look at the origin. So star number 2 also is your mother star. It's like getting protection from your mom. So this is like you go out to the town, then life is hard. So what do? Life is hard. Go back to see your mom. Your mom will cook you a good meal. Your mom will understand you that particular situation, right? So you want to do a reset, you want to slow down a bit, you want to get some protection. I think this is a good palace to go back, right? So it's a good palace for you to go there to do some introspective view of yourself, right? So now to me it's not very practical. Problem is outside, go back. The problem outside, don't go back. But sometimes you need to just tell you first, sometimes you need, right? So sometimes you need to slow down, you need to go to a place whereby you can recollect yourself, recollect yourself, replan everything, right? So that's why the hexagram is a returning hexagram. It signals go back to the root. So if right now everything is too chaotic for you, cannot handle, don't know what to do, go to the northwest, sit down and do meditation. Right? So what do you meditate on? Is not Om world, please come and help me. Is really sit down and try to list down all the things that is supportive of you, right? Try to see how the entire road that you have journeyed, right? So you have journeyed the road for some time already. You're still surviving. There must be something good that has happened, right? So like for example, I have the conversation with my friend. It's like I've never experienced poor, but when I describe how I grew up, it's actually very poor. I grew up in a place whereby there's no road, no water, no electricity. How poor can you get? Right? But here's the thing, I've never felt poor because why? Everybody in that particular area is like that. There's nothing to compare to rich. That's why I've never been poor. Okay? Illness can reflect to restart. Maybe illness, you don't want restart. You do not want restart, right? So if this particular thing you're talking about, an illness, which is star number 2, is also the star of illness, right? Returning mean that is a reoccurrence of the illness. No, 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 no. You don't do when returning. Illness, why don't do recurring? Right. So let's take a look at the north, right? So north got the star number 6, right? So 6, 7 together is a big sword, small sword, ding ding dang dang, fighting each other. You know, they don't like this sort of combination. Right. So the 6 is supposed to be the one that is in command. Right now you got number 7 here, talk too much. Right. They don't like this sort of combination. Is basically, you know, fighting. In a way, it is wasting resources. Right. So I just tell you the classical interpretation first. Right. So nah, here's the thing. In modern interpretation, if this is you, you just imagine you are the samurai that have the long sword and the short sword. You've seen samurai before, right? They carry 2 sword. One is the long sword, katana. Then they have the shorter version one. Right. By the way, the shorter version one is actually not for fighting one. The shorter version one is for you to commit suicide when you lose the fight. Right. So no, once you understand the functionality of this, like that. Yep. Right. In the samurai world, honor is everything. You don't dishonor your master, you don't dishonor your country. If you cannot fight, you lose your big sword, you take the small sword and you kill yourself. But anyway, I'm not asking you to do that. Right. So this one, I want to imagine you as somebody who is very skillful in sword play. So this is somebody who can attack and also can talk at the same time. Yeah, good, right? So you know you can negotiate, you can also attack. So that's basically it, right. So this one, the threat hexagram mean that you need to be very careful. So careful mean that you understand that not all situation pulling out the sword will solve the problem, right? Not all situation talking will solve the problem. But with a combination of talking and pulling out the sword, confirm you will find a way to solve the problem. Right? This is to train yourself to be able to be flexible. Today you can do that. Right? Today you can basically do this sort of stuff. Right? In the olden day, probably don't have that. Right? So today you can basically practice. You know, this is like, you know, somebody who has immense amount of power, but chose to sit down and negotiate. Good, nah? Right? Nice, right? Okay. So the fella understand the stake that is at play. The fella also know that there's actually no point trying to fight everybody. Right? So might as well, you know, sit down and have a chat, which is a better way of handling things in our today's society. Because you know we are today's society, not whoever punch stronger win. That is in the olden day. Olden day confirm one, right? There's no negotiation. As long as your punch is bigger, you will generally have a say in the things, right? Like right now, not necessary, lah, right? So you can use this, right? So if you're trying to, again, if you're trying to enhance your ability to recognize when to hit and when to negotiate, I think this is a good energy to use. But to me, is, you know, try not to, try not to, right? So because you know you don't know where the other party really don't have a negotiation brain, okay, right? So come, let's go in and take a look at the northeast. Northeast again got the star number 4. Right. So now the star number 4 combined with star number 5. Right? So here's the thing, the star number 5 don't like to be counted. Right? Star number 5 don't like to be counted. This is like somebody who is, you know, very, very mindset, very stubborn. Then, you know, you are trying to tell him the truth. This is somebody, you know, who is, you know, just found out about the truth. Right? Just found out about the truth, right? So, you know, not really very good, right? So this one, I give the impression of a horse. You know, you see somebody see dust kicking up, right? So you're the city door guard, right? So you're up on the tower. On the far side, you see dust kicking up. So you see there's a horse, you know, running towards you. Here's the thing: you don't know whether that is a good guy or a bad guy. So how? So how? Right? So it's that particular situation. So you don't know whether it's good guy or bad guy, but you can see dust kicking up. Right? So then you can see a lot of dust behind the horse. So you don't know whether it's a dust storm coming or is it the horse is leading a big group of soldier over to you, whether the horse is kind, not kind, foe, friend, what's the situation, you don't know, right? So it's that kind of situation, right? It's that type of thing that's happening. So it's a very um anxiety feel charge up situation, right? So that's why I don't use that's why I don't use that, right? So again, right? So here, unless you want to train yourself in terms of calmness, for some weird reason, you want to put yourself in a tense situation and train your calmness. I couldn't think of any positive way of using this. Right, so maybe you are part of a military training, whereby you're going to be thrown into the midst of a war, and right now you need to be trained on, anti-espionage, whatever it is, lah. Right, so it's basically tense situation to be non-reactive. If you want to do this sort of training, maybe yes, sir. So other than that, I will tell you to just be, just not touch this particular sector. Anyway, the entire year the northeast is 5 yellow. So I will just tell you northeast, just don't touch, don't touch. Touch. Then what happened to those people who have star number 8 as their guam? Uh Automatically this year they are more intense. That's all. So it's more intense. So which means that your reaction is a little bit more bigger than other people. Right? So star number 5 is like volcano. So volcano is either kaboom, everything gone, right? Or kaboom, everything exists. Okay, right? So that's basically it, right? So yeah, right? So that's all the 8 direction, right? So that's all the 8 direction. So basically is what energy signature do you need, right? You need that particular energy signature, then you go to that particular sector to use that sector, or you activate the sector so that the energy can reach the rest of the house. Feng Shui is really that simple. Okay, don't make it too complicated, right? So as long as you know what you're trying to do, where you're going to go, where you're trying to achieve, there's definitely a way to identify the correct energy signature to help boost your direction. So this using feng shui is like hitting turbo button. Turbo button can only be hit when you have a direction to go, and when you are very sure that direction. If not, you hit the turbo button or you will hit the wall one. Or if you are not moving anywhere, the turbo button doesn't do anything. Okay. And right, so that's particularly how to use the feng shui. All right, so that's it for you guys, for the feng shui, right? So any one of you have any weird question? Weird question as in, how long to put the water? Up to you lah. I actually have a video to talk about, timing wise. I think I need to redo the video lah. But anyway, okay, right? So take care, guys. Right, so tomorrow we'll be talking about the 10-day master, if I'm not wrong. If it's not 10-day master, it's gonna be achievement, right? So either one of them, right? So next 3 days, today, tomorrow, and Monday, we're gonna complete all the 3 forecasts, right? So come back to this particular page, right? So to view the forecast, I know don't go there. Why I cannot find it? Because it's not there, it's here. All right, that's it, guys. See ya. Bye.